Yo, what up y'all, my name is Temp. Welcome to my complete walkthrough of Western Liurnia. If you enjoy the video or learn anything new, please leave a like and subscribe to join the Room Temp Gaming family. It helps out tremendously and is so much appreciated. So without further ado, let's get into it. We are picking up where we left off at the converted Tower Grace, and we're gonna jump up the stone wall that surrounds it and grab a memory stone from the top of the tower. As per usual with a lot of these towers. Now after this, we are going to head northwest up to the Erdtree Avatar. Alright, let's get her. Now these world bosses, or mini bosses, whatever you want to call them, usually have the same move sets throughout the game. And we're fighting a few now, so hopefully you guys are a lot more comfortable fighting them. They're not terrible, and you definitely want to get them because the tiers they give you are very useful for the physics flask. Alright, she's down. Jellyfish is still jellyfishing. Get the tears. And then we are going to head to Roads and Catacombs. Now real quick, I did run out of space on my computer here. So unknowingly I lost the footage, stopped recording as I was doing the initial run through the catacombs, so I will not be able to show the boss fights. However, they aren't terribly hard, and I'll kind of walk you through them as we go. Now on the way to the catacombs, there is a beetle with the AoW Sword Dance. You'll probably see him right in the middle of the road as you come in. We have all these imps again, and there are a lot of illusionary walls. I just walked through one, so if you see an area that I'm walking into and you don't quite know where it is, just rewind, check it out. There's a bunch of illusionary walls you're going to be rolling through. And down here is the first boss fight. This is a snail, a spirit calling snail. And what will happen here is the snail will be summoning the Crucible Knights. And if you don't kill the snail after killing the Crucible Knight, it'll summon another one. So try and kill them as quick as you can so you have to deal with less Crucible Knights. And you will get the Watchdogs Staff from the Crucible Knight boss, or the snail boss. Now, we teleport back to the beginning, we come in, we go down to the next level. The area I'm at right now is another illusionary wall. And we're just taking out these imps here. There's an item in here, I think it's one of the summons that I have listed there. Take out this guy real quick. And then we have an item in that chest right there. You can grab that. And I believe that is the Glintstone Sorcerer summon. And that is the last piece of the dungeon there. So now we're going to head back to the beginning of End Catacombs and head out to our next area, which we'll be going to talk to Hyetta, who we give our Shabriri Grapes to. But first, we are going to be fighting an invader at this shack up here. We'll get dismounted right about here. And the invader you have met before. It is Edgar from Castle Morn, and we are going to be killing him, and he will give us this +8 Halberd. I equipped it just so you guys could kind of see the moveset as I was walking through that dungeon previously. Definitely use it. It's a nice upgrade if you don't have +8s yet and you're okay with using a Halberd. It's pretty nice. So after that, after we kill him, we get that and we get another Shabriri. We are going to head over to a grace that we haven't been to in a while, Gatetown Bridge, and we are going to talk to Hyetta. Now after talking to Hyetta and giving her this grape, we have to go back to that grace we were just sitting at, rest again, and talk to her and exhaust her dialogue one more time before we go and meet her at the, I think it's at the Bellu Grace, Bellu Church. It's up near the Frenzied Flame stuff we are going through on the eastern part of this walkthrough series. So we rest up, we go talk to her again. She has some new dialogue, and we are letting, you know, she's kind of like, oh, I'm eating eyes. Oh well, keep eating them. So now we're going to head all the way up here to the Bellum Church, and she should be standing right in front of us. There she is. And we are going to give her the fingerprint grape that we have. If you've been following the walkthrough, you should have this. And after we talk to her, we will see her later in the story. Not much else we can do with her now. So now let's go back to that shack we were at, where we fought Edgar, and we're going to head straight up north. We are going to go into another Evergaol. This one isn't too bad. We fought plenty of these guys. Just another giant with a sword. Now let's get him. Easy poise break. It should start to get to feel a little easier for you guys without using summons and the effort jails, as we've been doing each one of these. There we go. Carian, the Greatblade Phalanx, really good spell. Most of the spells from this area are really good. Alright, next up we are heading to the 4 Belfries. This area up here with a bunch of towers. We'll be running straight up to get the Grace. Each Grace site. And when we get up to the very top, we'll get our ImbuedSword Key, which is just like the Stone Sword Keys. However, they let you take these way gates that are only located at the 4 Belfries. And these will come in handy later. I would highly recommend not using any of them right now, because as part of the White Mask Varies questline, we will be needing to use one to complete it. So the White Mask Varies questline we will be doing most likely at the start of the next area that we do a walkthrough on, which will either be Altus Plateau, which is the next story area we should progress into from getting the Dectus medallions, or we'll be going to Caelid. So we'll have to see how I'm feeling, see where we're at after Raya Lucaria, which will be the next, the last part of the Liurnia walkthrough here. Get that uploaded in a couple days. So once we get to the very top of the 4 Belfries, we hit the Grace. There's a chest right over here, and that'll give us our first ImbuedSword Key. And you can keep a hold of that, don't use it yet. Alright, now we're going to head over to the next area up north, and we will be we'll be going into a little encampment of enemies, and they will have one of the Pumpkinhead guys there, and what I'm showing on the map there was the Rose Church. That's where White Mass of Errors is. If you want to go do his storyline now, or you can just wait, there's no real rush for it. Alright, let's go up here, heading up north this trail. We're going to run through these jellyfish and grab the Jellyfish Shield. That is a meta shield that people use to buff all of their damage. They keep it in their offhand, use its Ash of War, and they get a huge buff. And we're just going to clear this whole camp out here and make it easier to loot stuff. These guys are giving me a real hard time for some reason. Like we haven't fought these guys 1,000 times already. There is you can take another path up and get up there and take out all the guys up top first, but I decided just to go in through the bottom. Almost fell off there. And there's Bo Pumpkinhead. And you will get his helmet at one point from one of these guys, and I will let you know that headpiece there is really good. It prevents, or it doesn't prevent, but it reduces damage done to the head. He doesn't give a shit, really. Let's make sure we're not missing anything down here. Got a little rune arc. You can summon if you need a little bit of help in here. Use your summons. And up top here there is a knight that is a little bit difficult, but you guys should be alright. Pretty much the same as the previous knights that we've fought that have some type of magic imbued weapons. I think he had Glintstone imbued sword. So let's hit these chests. Grab a blood clot, awesome. And we'll grab some smithing stones. Alright, now we're going to head north still, and there's going to be a chariot up here, a bunch of enemies patrolling behind it. Feel free to kill them all. I took out a few, but it for some reason took way too long, so I clipped most of it out. And I'm still behind the carriage though after the clip out, but you can feel free just to run it up to the carriage and loot the Carian Knight sword from it. I usually like to take out these giants because they do drop a good amount of runes, and they're pretty easy to kill. Get a quick poise break. Alright, next up we're going to Kingsrealm Ruins. Kind of a tricky little place. Two illusionary paths we can take here. And we've grabbed this grace before, but if you haven't, grab it now. Rest up. And we're going to head straight into these runes up here. And directly ahead, don't worry about killing the enemies right now. Directly ahead, we are going into an illusionary wall. We are going to roll through it right here. And we'll grab this site of grace on the opposite side of it. Don't worry about talking to that blacksmith yet. We'll be right back there in a second. Reset the enemies. And right as we go back through the illusionary wall, we're going to take a left and go straight. And there will be a hidden underground passage that we will get our frozen needle thrusting sword at. Pretty cool thrusting weapon. And it's right here. All you gotta do is roll through it. And this guy we've run into before. I'm not sure if you've taken him out while we were there, but at the, I think they were called the Liurnia Ruins in our previous Central Liurnia walkthrough. These guys are very aggressive and very difficult. So definitely take that summon out Jellyfish if you can. They are, I believe, the most tankiest at this point in our walkthrough. Can't get him, keep coming back, keep trying. If you're not really interested in the frozen needle thrusting weapon, move on. But our idea here for this whole walkthrough series is to get every guaranteed item that we can, so that when the DLC comes out, we are 100% prepared for whatever they throw at us, and any patches they come out with that might benefit all of the items that we have that we may not have used before. After we kill him, we can open up this door and grab our needle. And now we are basically done here. And the only area we have left in the walkthrough here is the Caria Manor and the surrounding area up top. But before we enter that, let's talk to our boy. Exhaust all of his dialogue, see what he's got, buy some of these Somber Stones. I'm just going to buy one of each because why not? Always need them. And we're going to head up here, and before we get into Caria Manor, we are going to get the AoW Hoarfrost Stomp. Really good Ash of War. And you can just sidestep all of these bolts coming down. Grab the Site of Grace so we don't have to run back through here. And that's right at the entrance here. And now before we go in, again we are going to go grab the Hoarfrost Stomp. And this is going to drop from an invisible beetle. Luckily I killed it on the first swing. The advantages of an AoE weapon like these sights. Got a wide hit range here. grab that. And let's go back to Caria Manor, and here we go. We're going to start our Caria Manor, kind of a it's a dungeon, basically, but not a dungeon. Kind of like the Sophia River south that we had entered in Eastern Liurnia. Not a dungeon, but definitely could be considered one. And here we have a bunch of these hand spiders. These things are sick. I'm not a fan of them. They give me really bad anxiety. But we must kill them. So today we are pest control. Hitting them from behind is highly encouraged, as it breaks their stance very easily. And these guys drop somber smithing stones and smithing stones, so you definitely don't want to just pass these guys up. You want to kill all of them. Okay. And these guys do hide in the ground, and they will ambush you out of the ground. So make sure you're watching for fingernails sticking out of the ground. And there are multiple smithing and somber stones, like I said, so just keep an eye out for all of them. Now we are at the fountain here. We're going to take a right at the fountain, go straight ahead, and we're going to grab a Glintstone Cookbook. Alright, now that he's dead, we can go grab this Glintstone Cookbook. Head over here. Walk inside. Kill the enemies. And it's laying right on the body. And there are these little traps. If you just saw that one, they're just little traps on the ground. They're basically pressure plates, but they're spell traps. And it'll take about 2 seconds to activate and shoot a spell down on you. Not really crazy. And right up here is another item we can grab. And we can head over here and we're going to hop down this ledge. You can feel free to range those guys down there if you wish. And there's one of those little traps. I hate these guys. Alright, now we're going to grab our... There's something up here behind this. I think we got a Carian Piercer and Ice Crest Shield. There's our Carian Piercer from the beetle. And right at this rock to our right is a Ice Crest Shield we're going to pick up after these enemies die. And there it is. So that is part 1 of Caria Manor. All of the, the really important items. I'm just going to run around and grab a few other things that are just laying around. So whether you want to grab them or not, that is at your will. Of course, watch out for those. Now, if I told you that you will one day have a weapon that is the finger of one of these finger spiders, hand spiders, would you believe me? Because you fucking will. And it's awesome. Not really, but it's really cool. Alright. So I'm finishing up here with the first part of Caria Manor. Just getting some loot. And we are heading into part 2, which will be the upper side. And we will get a very awesome, very powerful, coveted Sword of Night and Flame legacy weapon, or legendary weapon. We'll head up here and grab the Site of Grace to start off part 2. And all there is behind us is a smithing stone up on this little, whatever it is, table, pedestal. I came back down here because I thought that this was one of the paintings that we could interact with, but it is not. I'll talk to the ghost, so why not? It's probably lonely. I don't know why. I really enjoy the painting quests in this game. I think it's really cool that they put them in. It reminds me of the Painted Worlds from previous series. So we can rest up. And let's go get our Sword of Night and Flame, which I believe I don't make the requirements for, so I won't be using, but if you want to meet the requirements, definitely do so. It's worth it. So here, this part's a little bit tricky just to remember where we're going. I slowed everything down so you guys could easily see. There will be these ghost guys spawning. Just go ahead and take them out as you will. You can use the pillars to pull them to you. They do throw those stupid little glintstone things. Pretty easy to sidestep and dodge, however I get hit with almost every single one. So once we get to the first pillar, we're going to take a sharp left. We're going to go all the way to the other pillar, right in front of us. I'm just going to wait for something to hit me. Cool. Alright, first pillar left. Second pillar, we are going to be going right. But I'm going to loop around real quick, just to be sure. Yeah. And this is the roof right here that we're going to be jumping down onto. Right after the second pillar. Making sure I know where I'm at here, guys. Sorry. And we'll be rolling off the edge here. Checking my notes, guys. Sorry for the little pauses. I get lost in this quite often. So we'll head down, take the ladder, open the chest, and get the Sword of Night and Flame. Hurrah! This thing is nice. It has two special, or Ash of Wars. Well, it has one, but it has two functions. You click it and then you hit R1 or R2 respectively for whichever Ash of War you want to use. So now we are going to teleport back to the Site of Grace we were at. So we don't have to walk all the way back around. And we are now at the pillars again. Just gonna speed this up a little bit because you guys know where we're at now. So my main concern about fighting on bridges is dodging or doing an Ash of War or some kind of ability moveset that will basically throw me off of the ledge. So I get a little too cautious sometimes fighting. But after this first pillar now, we just go straight. Kill these guys. We're going straight all the way to this pillar. And this will be the route we're taking one more time, because we're going to jump down in one more place to get something and then come back. But this is the only path you need to know now. Alright, after that last pillar, we're going to make that big jump, and get a running start. Oof, almost missed it. Get a little crystal bud. Some of that smoke. Under here, some runes, might as well grab them. And we're going to pick up our second whip of the walkthrough, the Urumi. Pretty cool whip. Better than the first one we got for sure. If you're in the whips, and you can now dual wield them. And dual wielding whips is actually very OP. It'll take a little while to actually get the really good whips in the game. But if you have some decent Ash of Wars and you're comfortable with the whip playstyle, I'd highly recommend trying them out. So now these are Iron Maidens, and these are a little difficult to fight, especially in this little pathway here. They will do those grabs. You do not want them to grab you. For sure. This is nice, kind of got stuck here so I could take advantage of my lightning bolt. Almost, I don't know how it didn't grab me there, but we got lucky. We killed it. You can just run by it if you wish and come over here and grab a Somber. Let's travel back to our previous grace again. And we're going to make our way up to the boss of the area, Loretta. So we go back where we were going before, all the way straight. And instead of jumping down after the last pillar, we're just going to go straight up those stairs. Take the elevator up. And our site of grace. Alright, so we got some big white wolves out here, so you want to kind of take them out one at a time. And there is a golden seed as well. If you don't want to take them out, you don't have to. Just run by them. They don't really drop anything special other than the beast bones, which are really good for crafting. So I am going to take them out. This guy's going to fall off here. Whoops. I don't think he even died. I remember my first playthrough, when I'd go through here, I just remember running past these guys so much, trying to get to the boss area of this. I had their movesets down so they wouldn't ambush me. I just run right by them. Go around back here real quick, just make sure there's nothing back here. I think there's a Mikola's flower, whatever it's called. Ooh, we got some more crystal bud. Oddly enough, I think I woke up at 4:20 a.m. today, so that's kind of appropriate. Yep, there was a Michaelis flower. Or rose, whatever they call them. So now that we got all that, there is a giant up here. Take out the sorcerers beforehand if you are able to. And make this fight a lot easier. And you don't need to kill the giant, however, he does drop the Troll Knight's sword, which isn't an incredibly awesome weapon, but it is pretty cool. So, and we want it. We want everything. We want absolutely everything the game has to offer. And I guarantee you, if you walk past something or you decide, hey, I don't need this right now, I guarantee you you'll want it later, and you'll forget where it was at, and it'll take you an hour to get over here and fight through this area again and grab it, when you could just spend a few minutes practicing. And we fought so many of these giants. I mean, you guys shouldn't have that hard of a time with this guy. He has a couple, maybe one extra move set because of he has some glintstone abilities and stuff. Like, he does have the phalanx, but that's pretty easy to sidestep. You don't even need to run or dodge. And I know it can be a little anxiety ridden fighting these big guys in tight areas, but really it gives them less area to move. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for them. Pick up that sword. Real big sword though. And I'm just scouting around here real quick, make sure that there's nothing hidden anywhere that I'd forgotten. This area here doesn't have anything, but the other side does. The other side has a little path you can pick up some little items on, and we're gonna hit that real quick. There are some little some agile enemies up on those stairs up there. They got crossbows and rapiers. Rapier enemies are pretty difficult to fight, I think. That's why my favorite weapon is the rapier, or really any thrusting weapon in the game. I love all of them. It's usually in my main build. And we'll just grab that magic grease and we'll come on up. Now, if you want to get past that troll giant, I forgot to mention this earlier, but you can take a ladder to the left of the entrance to the giant. The gateway that leads to the giant, there's a ladder you can take up and around, and you'll end up right where I'm at right now. Now we'll take a left when we get up those stairs, do a little jumping puzzle. And these jumping puzzles are really hard for me at the moment because my controller I'm using it is about time to replace it. It does not pick up inputs very well right now when I'm moving forward. It stops me from moving forward every now and then. Actually, like all the time. So it's a little annoying, but I'm doing what I can with what I can, and hopefully this coming week I can get a new controller. So these guys, nothing super important down here. We're going to be coming back down here later anyway after the boss fight, so if you want to do this now you can. If not, just teleport back up here where I just did, and we can run through again past these wolves. And instead of fighting the troll giant again, we're going to go up this shortcut. Maybe not a shortcut, but a detour. And we're going to walk right on past him. And here is our boss of this area, Loretta. This boss basically does the same moves as the, I'm losing the name, the, dang, the big holy Erdtree knight that we run into at the very beginning of the game in Limgrave. They have the same movesets with a couple extra spells attached. So think of it like that. Don't be too worried about them. Let your jellyfish tank the shit out of him while you regen and refocus. Now that spell we saw right there, that big bow, we will be looting that from him. A really cool bow with an advanced version later on in the game. And we'll also be getting Loretta's Slash Art of War, which is really cool, or Ash of War. And you'll see him do that a couple times, I'm sure. Let's take this guy out. Bang. Dome pieced him. Got his loot. And now we are going to be grabbing one Ash of War in here. Carian Grandeur. Pretty decent. And that's back where we were. Where the that little pot area. So let's go back over there and grab that real quick. I should have just grabbed that earlier. Sorry about that, but like I said before, I kind of get lost in some of these areas, so you'll have to bear with me here. A little bit of backtracking is alright. Sometimes we miss things that we forgot or just ran by, like my runes. So it's a good thing we came back, because I died. Get some throwing darts. Always useful. And we're going to go all the way over here and keep dropping down. Keep dropping down. And behind these two big pots is a smithing stone. And there's only one more thing to do, is to drop down and drop down again onto this rampart, and we will grab the last piece we need for Carian Manor. Alright, let's teleport back to our site of grace in the Royal Moongazing Grounds, where we killed the boss, and we'll be heading to the Three Sisters, which is the first outside area of Caria Manor. And we'll be meeting Ronnie and a couple other NPCs. Gonna start off a very important quest line, one of the main story quest lines for the game, which we kind of already started with Blythe in Limgrave. And we'll see him again here. So we're going to hug the wall to the left. We're going to be going all the way down here. Keep following the edge of this cliff until you see a loot beetle. The loot beetle doesn't give you shit, but he will roll off a little edge as you approach him, and you can follow him down onto that little rampart tower there. I'm just going to kill him because why not? So we'll hop down here. And we are going to be going to find a merchant NPC that's hidden within the castle here. You won't take fall damage here. Jump down. We're going to go across that roof real quick before we go down there. I think there's a smithing stone over there. Let's grab that real quick. Here we go. Oh, it's an old fang. That tricked me. Alright, let's hop down here, or climb down, if you will. Could have just walked down. Don't attack these guys. This is an NPC. Always try and target stuff before you decide to attack it. And this guy has a lot of valuable stuff, so we're going to be buying a Ruptured Tear, a Glintstone Cookbook, and a Stone Sword Key off of him. Oh, we're not going to buy a Stone Sword Key, sorry. We're going to buy Carian Retaliation. This is a great parry ability. Great parry ability for spellcasters. He also has a Celestial Dew there if you want to reset some NPC stuff. So that's all that I'm getting for now. I think these other items here you can actually get off of enemies later in the game, so I'm not going to worry about them. There's a dried up liver, and we're going to go back up the ladder here. Now, you will make that fall without using the soft cotton, but I'm going to use it because I don't want to die. A little slumbering egg. And we're going to kill this crab over here. I think this is where... I think there's a Stone Sword Key behind this guy. Yeah, that's where the Stone Sword Key is. So you can just run up and grab it and then jump off the edge here and just teleport back to the Moongazing grounds. But we're going to kill him because this guy basically kills himself. And traps himself down there. Grab the key. We'll just snipe him from up here. Make sure when you use your spells, if you are using spells or even throwing daggers, not to take a step off the ledge during the animation. Fall right into his claws. Alright, now for this next part, you can take a route around this dragon that's out here and not fight the dragon, but I would just recommend you fight the dragon now. That tower up there we cannot get into yet, so we are not going into there. But if we open our map real quick, we can see the route we could take is on the northwestern side. So we can travel up and around to the tower right there. That's Ranni's Rise. But we're going to go straight through the middle. We're gonna kill the dragon, or at least get him to half health. He's going to teleport to another location that we'll get to later in the game, and when we get to that location we will kill him and we'll get his awesome loot. So we want to make sure we get rid of him now if you're able to. If not, just run around him. He's not terrible. It's just like all the other dragons. They fly around, they do the same shit. I can't hit him for some reason because I'm oh man, I'm trying to get him at the furthest range I can, but it's very deceptive with these large guys and their hitboxes. So here we go. The jellyfish is squirting on him. Big stomp. Big breath. Ooh, that was almost a one shot. And here we go. He's about at half health. I got a little too cocky there. And he's disappearing. So now that he's gone, we can head into Ranni's Rise. Everyone's favorite puppet woman. So we're going to spend a few minutes in here. We're going to be going up to the top and talking to Ranni, accepting her quests. And we're going to be traveling back down and talking to all of her cohort NPCs in ghost form. And then going back up and talking to her and continuing on. Grab the grace, of course. So we can talk to her and accept everything she says. Of course, listen to what she's saying. Get into it. Make sure you exhaust all of the dialogue before continuing. So after that, we can head back down and talk to these NPCs. Talking to Iji, Blythe, and Celis. Love this guy. Hello again, Blythe. He's letting us know that he's still in Limgrave. He's looking for Nokron right now. This is a huge underground area that we're going to be going into at some point. We saw a little bit of it during our Eastern Liurnia walkthrough in the Siofra, however you pronounce it, river. Saw just a little bit of it. It's a huge, huge area. Multiple areas. So get excited. Alright, so now that we exhausted all of Celivis's dialogue, Blythe, and Iji's, we're going to go back up and talk to Ronnie and exhaust her dialogue again. And then after that, we can move down to Celivis's Rise and continue his quest line, which here we will be required to go to the Round Table Hold, and that's the last part of his quest line we're going to do for this walkthrough, because he will require us to get a amber, I forget what they're called, glintstone or something like that, shard, glint shard, moon shard, star shard, something like that. He'll require us to get one of those, and I'm not going to go out of my way to get those right now. I don't even think I can access them right now, so we'll just update his quest to where we're going to pick up on it later. So let's go talk to Celivis, this piece of shit. This guy's such an asshole. Super weird too. I mean, if you want to kill him, but I wouldn't recommend it because we got quests to do. You can kill him on your second or third playthrough, guys. Don't kill no one yet. Alright, he gives us a poison because he's fucking evil. We can hop up here and we can grab a memory stone from his tower. And then before we leave the tower, we can grab the Black Wolf mask, which is the same, it looks just like Blythe, his face. So pretty cool. Pretty cool if you want to cosplay as a furry or some shit like that. So and honestly, the Blythe cosplay build is pretty sick. Pretty fun. So now that we have that, let's move on to, let's see. Alright, let's go up here and grab this Ash of War real quick. Ash of War Chilling Mist. I'll grab this. It's Loot Beetle, I believe, has it. Yeah, here's the Loot Beetle, right in these ruins. Chilling Mist, and I'm gonna head back now to the Round Table Hold and just take care of this little part of Celavis's quest. And then we can pick it up later. We can pick up where we left off later when we're able to actually continue it. And if you want, talk to all the NPCs, exhaust all their dialogue, upgrade your items, and so you can talk to multiple people, turn in this poison to multiple people. What we're going to do, we're going to turn it into Gideon, because this will allow you to take 2 of the routes for the quest. So we're going to keep it simple, turn it into him. If you want to look up who else you could turn it into for different quest lines, go ahead and just Google that. I'm not going to go into that in much detail, but you do have other options, but that is the best option for a first playthrough. Now if you're on a second or third playthrough, I'd reconsider that and do a little bit of Googling. So now we are going to the last part of our Western Liurnia walkthrough. Should be heading to get a pretty sweet spell for you mages out here. And on the way we're going to be picking up a few pretty important items. So we're going to be hitting the Frozen Armament, Ash of War up here from this loot beetle. Be careful though, because it will roll into some enemies. There we go. Not worried about them. We're going to head down here, grab this. Just a few things to pick up. We're going to get the Albinaric Summons, the Juvenile Scholar Armor Set, and a Larval Tear. And then we'll be entering the Royal Grave Evergaol to fight one of those obsidian dudes and get the Meteorite spell. So to the right of this, there's actually the Juvenile Scholar set. So you could just turn right and go grab it instead of running around like me. However, these skeletons do drop their scythe, which is a really good scythe. So if you can get that scythe from them, get it. I think it's called the Grave Scythe. I think. So you can farm these guys. I think I did on my first playthrough or second playthrough, because pretty neat scythe. I should farm them right now because I do want to replace my one scythe, but it's all good. Alright, now that they're dead, there's this ledge up here. Go grab this item for funsies. There is a wolf down there. He doesn't drop anything for you. You don't have to fight him, but he will give you some good practice for a boss that we are going to be facing in Raya Lucaria Academy. So if you want to get some practice, I'd recommend fighting him. So head back over here to where we got our Albinaric Summons. And there is going to be this ghost in a chair. He disappears and he drops his armor set. So go ahead and get that. And he also drops the Larval Tear. Awesome. So now all that is left is the Evergaol. And you guys already fought one of these guys before, a couple of these guys. This guy does have a couple other spells attached to him, but nothing terrible. So let's go down here to him and finish it out. So, yep, there's his meteors. Gravity magic in this game is very awesome. It's hard not to want to go intellect just to play with it again, but get this guy down, and that's it for our Western Liurnia walkthrough. I appreciate you guys sticking through it. We're going to travel down to South Raya Lucaria Gate, where we're going to pick it up on our next video, which should be coming out tomorrow or the next day. And I hope to see you guys there. Thank you again. Like and subscribe, please. Help me out tremendously. And stay cool.